Hi, I'm Kimberly. Welcome to Simply Living in a Small Town. I hope everyone has had a wonderful week so far. I mean, the week is actually almost over as far as the work week, I guess. I mean, tomorrow is Friday, so um, I actually intended to come back yesterday and do a video, and I had my appointment yesterday with a new doctor, and that was about an hour long because it was a consultation with this doctor, and then that was kind of tough. It was actually a doctor that my son had went to previously, and so I talked to him briefly about what happened to my son. So that kind of got me emotional yesterday, and the doctor ended up ordering numerous tests for me. So one of which I knew, I was due for. So that's not a big deal on that. But I've got several tests to basically follow up and schedule. And then he referred me to a spine center, which is a crucial thing for me. That I've been needing to do is have my spine looked at. Like, again, I mean, I've not been to a spine doctor, but numerous other, like, my orthopedic doctors looked at it and whatnot, which I need to schedule to go back to him too. It's just, so if you have chronic illness, you just know what it's like. It's like you've got this doctor, that doctor, and it is a lot. I think, physically and emotionally, it's a lot to deal with. And because just going to the appointments, like getting ready to go to the appointments, going to the appointments, and then the coming back from the appointment, and then, emotionally because of, the things sometimes the doctors say to you and it's just tough. So anyway, I'm hanging in there and I'm having some pretty decent pain right now, so I'm hoping that subsides at least a little. This is normal for me, unfortunately. But anyway, then I had 2 appointments this morning, so I had to really, like gangbusters this morning, get rolling and roll into my first appointment. At least the first one was over the phone, so that's not a big deal. That's a routine appointment that I have with my therapist, and she's fantastic. I'm very grateful for an amazing therapist. And then I went to the chiropractor. So I am officially done with appointments for the week, which is great. It's like a huge accomplishment, actually, to say I did 3 or 4 appointments in a week, because that is just, it's like an extreme, really an extreme thing. And it's really tough. I knew this week was going to be like rough for me to get through because of all these appointments. So made it through all that. I came back and I felt like today, anyway, felt like I did yesterday. I came back and I felt like in a better way. I was feeling pretty good. And I came home and did some cleaning in here. And I say that it's just mainly actually sorting laundry off a couch we have in here currently. And I mean, clean laundry, not any of it's dirty. But I've gotten behind on folding the laundry, sorting it, and putting it in the basket or bin or whatever to go upstairs. So I want to get all that cleaned up. I want to get to the point that there's like no laundry in here. It's just been the way it has been because it's like the closest when we come inside, that's how it's been. So anyway, last Sunday we went out for my daughter's birthday that's coming up, and we went to Chuck E. Cheese. And before we did that, I wanted to go to Barnes and Noble, and she got pretty excited about that too because she loves books. And so everybody, I know I mentioned that the other day, that everybody ended up getting books. So, but I went straight for, there was one thing specific that I wanted, and then there was a couple of books, but as I mentioned the other day, I did not find the books. But I am intent to go back before too long and try to look for these books. But I was really feeling rough that day. And so, I would like to go here before long again and look around and see. And actually, I said to my daughter, I need to just go up front and say, where are these books? But, yeah, I was feeling pretty rough, and we didn't want to be in there too long. And we were, like I said, we were going to Chuck E. Cheese, so went over there for her to play games and that and eat some pizza. So anyway, specifically what I went in there for was this book right here. And this is, there we go, Crochet World. And I believe like this is, in other words, it just says winter 2025, but this is like the newest edition of this magazine. I have a thing about magazines. My daughter can tell you I have, yeah, she's smiling at me. I have like umpteen magazines. I couldn't even tell you how many magazines. I mean, old ones. But some of them are subscriptions of like Women's Day or, what's the other one I'm thinking of that's like, there's Women's Day and another one that's very similar. I used to, have subscriptions to those. And I've got Taste of Home magazines and all kind of home magazines. But I do not have any crochet magazines until now. So I don't have anything like this. And I had looked online and I had seen this and I was like, oh my gosh, I want that. And I, saw, because this was actually, I was on Barnes & Noble website and I was searching through like crochet. When I typed in crochet as a result, this was, one of the things that came up was the magazine. And I thought, oh my gosh, like I really want to get that. So I went there and got this, and, I flipped through it to make sure I wanted to get it. It was $9.99 is the price on it for US. In Canada, it says it's $12.99. So this has some really cool stuff in it. Some really cool stuff that I will likely never do. And I'm just going to show you like this real quick. That is amazing, this blanket. But yeah, the pattern is in here for that. I'll have to see where it's at in here. But I'm not sure about that. Now, I'm not saying, it's not that I don't believe I could do a project like that. But for me, when doing something that's harder for me to do or that I have never done or wrap my mind around that, it takes a lot of focus for me. So I'm not certain that I would never do it, but it needs to be a time when I don't feel stressed amongst other projects and I actually feel like I have the time to sit and really focus on it. In a way that like intently focus. So this says Shepherd's Knitting Caps. This is like the first one in here. And you can see this hat looks like, let's see if you can see that, but it looks knit. And I actually thought it was knit. And I'm like, but this is Crochet World. And I look further into this and it says mimic the look and feel of a knit cap with slip stitches in this simple design. So I kind of looked through this and I thought, wow. So I can see, when you really look at the picture, I can see how this is crochet, but it definitely does look knit. Looks really neat. So, but there's quite a few really cool things in here. There are also like this. This is a, like they also have amigurumi patterns. And this says Declan the Deer, and this is a, I'm trying to fold this back so you can see it. And it has a amigurumi deer, which is pretty cute. So I've seen, that might be the only one in this one, but I can't remember. I am going to flip through this. One thing to mention about this, in the very back of this magazine, what's really cool is it has a stitch guide. And it tells you stitch abbreviations. And it also shows you, though, like how to do these stitches. Like chain, single crochet, double crochet decrease, front loop, back loop, front post stitch, back post stitch, half double crochet, double treble crochet, decrease, slip stitch, chain color change, double crochet, color change, treble crochet, half double crochet, decrease, single crochet, decrease. So that's pretty neat. I actually think that that would be, that's an excellent guide if you would make a copy of that, or even just tear it out of the magazine for you to keep in your own like notes when you crochet. And then on the other page, it says standard yarn weight system, and it shows lace weight, super fine, fine, light, medium, bulky, super bulky, and jumbo. And it goes 0 through 7. And then it talks about, you know, the type of that yarn, what it's used for, and the crochet gauge range in single crochet to 4 inches. Recommend hook. So it has the recommended hook size for each of those underneath of that, in metric and US size range. And then it also lists the buyer's guide underneath of there, which is obviously like it's different places that you could go to purchase yarn, like Annie's Attic, Premier Yarns, Red Heart, Plymouth Yarn Company, Cascade Yarns, Universal Yarn. And then it talks about skill levels and how it explains, like if it's a beginner pattern, like what that means, like confident beginner, intermediate, advanced. Like under beginner, it says these projects are for first time crocheters and use basic stitches, chain, single crochet, double crochet, treble crochet, slip stitches, half double crochet with little or no shaping. Beginner projects combine basic stitches and short pattern sequences and may require identifying back and front loops of stitches, the back bar of chains, and the right and wrong side of work. Skills include simple increasing and decreasing for each basic stitch, as well as skipping stitches, working multiple stitches into one stitch, in simple color changes. I did notice that. So when it says in here, the back bar of chains, it's talking about, this is because for a minute I saw that in one of these patterns, and I was like, what are they talking about? And I looked at their thing, and what I've seen most people like on YouTube that I have watched in a pattern where they use that back little bump, they call it back bump. They don't call it back bar. So when I read that initially, I'm like, what are they talking about? What's the back bar? So, yeah. Now, I am going to show you, I'm looking here for a second, but I do want to show you this, and I do plan to make this because I absolutely love this. This is called Kenora Striped Cardigan, and this is one I was looking at making. Now, I'm not making it, you know, anytime soon. This is like for like after the beginning of the year type of a thing. But isn't that neat? It is, and it's granny stitch. And then, I was trying to see, because I thought there was another. Yeah, there's the front of it. But that's what I was trying to see. Because I thought there was another that showed the back of it. I guess not. Oh, there it is. I was going to say, I thought I saw that. So this is then what the back, you might be able to see that better. Maybe. But it's all just granny stitch, which I have actually, I mean, saying that, I could sit down and figure that out and do it myself. But I looked through this and it's, I was like, yeah, okay, I get that and whatnot. But, it's like with having a pattern, it just makes it kind of that much easier, if you will. So that was one thing I wanted to show y'all. I'm trying to see what else is in here. That's actually really cute. This is Tyree cardigan, which is really cute too. This down here. And then you can see this is the back of it, so you can see that better. But it like drapes in the front. It's really cute. I did want to show you that blanket though. There's quite a few things in here. There's a hat and glove set. There's a poncho. Like, there's a lot of patterns in here. And I was actually excited because, like, there were patterns in here that, like this. I thought this would be really cute to make. I love these, and I've still never made one, but I need to do that. Isn't that adorable? I just love that. I think that is so cute. And that is just a wrapped hood is what it's called. And that's something that wouldn't even take that long to do, honestly. But, you know, it's like now that I can actually read a pattern, I love the idea of, because this is already in this form, and then I can just flip to this and, you know, make something. Oh, yeah, I want to show you, this is the blanket on the cover, which is really cute. It's called Deck the Halls. And when I saw how they do these light bulbs, I was like, because I looked at this blanket, you can see it closer up in this picture I'm going to show you. And you can tell what they are. The light bulbs. The light bulbs on there are bobble stitches. It's like super cute. But that is really pretty. It's literally this same blanket that's on the cover, but that's adorable. And the blanket itself is very basic, like aside from the cute little light bulbs, and it's called Twinkle Lights Blanket. But yeah, the actual blanket itself, half double crochet in each, chain across. I'm thinking, yeah, I think it looks like the whole blanket maybe is done in, yeah, chain 2, half double crochet in the first 11. So I think it looks like the whole blanket for the most part is done in half double crochet. I mean, this would actually be a nice pattern, I would think, for a beginner. I mean, you could do this blanket, obviously, without, you don't need to put the lights on it. You know, you could just, just make the blanket itself, per se, without. But yeah, here's a closer up of the bobble stitch. The lights where they did the bobble stitch here at the bottom. I'm trying to get it. I know my light is still... I've still got to order me a new light. I just haven't even gotten that far with... I'm telling you, I've been ordering stuff and picking stuff up, I swear, left and right. And it's just like, oh yeah, I still need this. And I've just gotten back on the whole thing of like actually buying a floor lamp for over here on this other side to put by my couch. So I can sit over there and crochet, because that's like fantastic. area to do it. But right now, of course, we still have not rewired the room, so I don't have like overhead lights to use. But okay, so this is called Retro Wreath Pillow, which I think this is so cute. I think that is absolutely adorable. And I like the colors. Now here is this, I wanted to show you this blanket. And it shows, you know, like all of this, like how to do it. But this is called, it's a corner to corner Christmas blanket. That was the other thing that threw me, because it's a corner to corner. So, but here's that blanket. That is so pretty. I love that. I would really love to sit down at some point and make one like that. I just know that this Christmas season, I'm not going to have the time to do that. But I love that. And I actually love this one too. This one's super cute. And I think this one might be pretty easy to do. It's just another Christmas blanket. And that one's Christmas Snow Afghan, and it's got all the snowflakes. So they're basically just squares with the snowflakes in them. And then there again with that kind of a thing, you wouldn't even have to make this blanket as big as they show it if you didn't want to, but you make the squares that are, it's kind of like making a granny square, but you're making a snowflake. And this is super cute too. Which this is, wait till y'all see this. I do not, it says it's Tunisian, but I'm going to show you this because when I looked at this, isn't that cute? When I looked at those, they looked like embroidery to me. Now, years ago, when I was growing up, I used to embroider with my grandma. She taught me how to embroider when I was little. And when I say I was little, I want to say, you know, I was probably around 11, 12 years old when I started doing it. And so when I looked at that, it even looks like cross stitch. If you know, which is similar to embroidery, but slightly, it's different. But anyway, this says it's Tunisian holiday pot holders. And this is like, that is just so cute. They're so cute that I don't know that if I made those, I would not want to use them. I would just want them for decor. I used to have things in my house previously that, like in my kitchen, I remember I had by the sink, I had a little sponge that was shaped like an apple. And I remember that was one of those things that it was like laid in a little soap dish that also looked like an apple. And my husband couldn't understand. It's like, I'm like, you're not supposed to use that sponge. And he says, why? And it's like, because that's just decor. That's not, that wasn't actually, you know, my intention to use it actually. This says deck the halls. Now this is something small that, you know, we could all do. Like, I think that's super cute. And so special stitch is the puff stitch. So that's something that's really cute to do and simple. The pillow again that I already showed you. Here this shows you, it says, actually that little tree that I just showed you, it says it's a Christmas tree stocking. And here's how they show it. It's got like a little pouch here. And they have it hanging like a stocking. So that's really cute. But there is a lot of stuff in here. I mean, I'm not going to, like I said, I'm not going to go over all of it. They have some really, I got to show you this though. This was Christmas tree doily. And I don't even do doilies, but I love doilies. But I think that is adorable. It's all Christmas trees. And that is so cute. I looked at that and I thought I would actually like to make that because that is really pretty. So anyway, there are tons. For the $10, And this, I'm going to show you this. Snowflake table mat. And I thought this was really cute. I still have the cough. I'm sorry. So I'm not going to show you anymore, but that's a lot of them that's in here. There is, I'm just telling you, I feel that this is like well worth the $10. I'm not telling you to go out and buy it. That's up to you if you want to go out and buy it. But for me, I feel like, you know, it's something I can put with my crochet stuff and refer to and, you know, make some things out of it. So I really like that, and it's really worth the $10. And yeah, y'all, my family thinks I'm crazy because that $10 magazine made me just, it literally just made my day. Yes, my daughter's just like over there like, anyway. So then I looked at all the crochet magazines they had, which is another reason why I want to go back, because there were like 2 more that I wanted to get yet that they had. I have, like I said, I have never owned any crochet magazines, and I'm just like, you know, it's like a kid in a candy store. I can't help it. I love it. So this one, I'm trying to read this. This is super little, and even with my glasses, I know what I gave for it. It was like, I think it was 14. No, that's right. Hang on. This one was like $20 because I spent $30. That's right. That was like my total was I spent like right $30. So I bought this. It was basically like $20. And look at all the cute stuff just on the cover. And there again, I'm going to show you the back because that's too cute too. There is so much stuff packed into this. I love the sweater on the front of this. This, I'm going to show you again. The snowflake sweater. I love that. It's up there. I'm trying to see. I want to make this down here. It's a hat and cowl set. That's like a simple, but that is so cute. And then there was something else. Oh, I love these little elf hats down here. And there, I'm telling you, this book is way thicker. I don't know how many pages are in this. Oh, wow. A lot. 100 something page. No, really. 100 and something pages. Like over 100 pages. So, yeah, it was for me. I felt like this was quite a splurge to spend $20 on a magazine. I just don't. My husband has done that and bought, like, he spent $15 or $20 on a magazine for me that's like a rock band or something like that type of thing or whatnot, because he knows I love it, and he's bought me those on occasion. I have them put up separately. But for me, like, I've never spent $20 on a magazine, so I was like, I really, really went through it because I'm like, do I really want to get this? Would it be worth me getting it? Because if I'm not going to use any of this, you know, while I love looking at this stuff, if I'm not going to use any of these patterns, I don't want to spend the $20. So, but now here again, this shows in the back how to do stitches. So that is pretty handy too for someone starting out. Oh, I'm losing it. So that's pretty neat on that part. And I'm gonna work my way backwards, but it has a lot, like I said, a lot. There's charts and diagrams, and these reference, like, these are pieces that go with patterns in this magazine. Lots. I've never done charts and all that. I would love to be able to eventually do some stuff like that. I know those kind of things are, like, I think more time consuming, I guess I want to say, than what I'm used to. But I'm going to work my way backwards here. That's cute. Um, now this is literally, yeah, it actually says the pattern is easy peasy. But yeah, this is like beginner type thing here that says party time, New Year bunting, and this is really cute. And it's little hats. And you could literally use that for like a child's birthday or just a person's birthday or you know, like tons of things I could see for that. These are super cute. Aren't these and this says it's easy peasy too. It's called Incredibobble. Incredibobble. Hooked in a delicate four-ply, these stylish decorations are what your tree has been asking for by Drops Design. And these are beautiful. Like, these would be, it would be gorgeous to have a tree and just have, like, these all over it. Aren't those pretty? I just love that. And all the colors and stuff, how they mix and so on. Really cool. I cannot see how much time I'm at. But anyway, I need to get through this. Unfortunately, I still have to run up the street yet and get a couple things. So this is cute. This is called Candy Light, and it's a gingerbread house, which I thought was super cute. And I like how they have them like more intense projects, meaning that like more time consuming and charts and things. But then they also have these patterns like this. It's just like this one says it's easy peasy, and I love this. This is so cute, y'all. Isn't she adorable with the she's part of the tree. And that's called Tremendous. I think that is so cute. She's got little eyelashes. But like I said, I'm not going to go through because I have another book to show y'all too as well. Here's another, let me find that so y'all can see that one. This also, so here's another thing with little light bulbs on it. And I thought that was super cute. It's a little pillow. And that's something that would be a quicker type project, if you will. Here's something else, and this is Colorful Christmas Collection. Hang on, it doesn't say. I'm like, wait a minute. I saw the pattern for this. It's a wreath. Should I just call it popcorn wreath? Because that's what that's what it is. See back here where the pattern was, because I passed the pattern already. Well, now I can't find the pattern, and I know I just passed it a minute ago. Yeah, okay. Pastel spiral wreath. And it says it back here by the pattern. But yet here it doesn't say it. But anyway, this is super cute. This wreath over here. Oh. Yeah, you can see the other side too. Lots of really, I mean, the penguin that's on the front is also like that's in this. Everything that's shown on the front of this and the back of this is in this book, plus how many more things, you know, how many more patterns. It's just, I'm just blown away by the amount of stuff that is in these books. That's cute. Quick make. I wonder, that's really cute. Is that in here? Yeah, it is in here. There, I didn't even notice that one before. Snowman headband, and that's something that would be super simple and quick as a little gift. That's cute. So, and then there's this big, it's called Santa Claus blanket. This is really pretty too. Lots of pretty blankets in these books. It's all trees in different colors. I like the colors too. I think it makes it look neat. But yeah, there's just, here's another, there's a bunch of amigurumi stuff in here. This is too cute. It just says bear. Is that, yeah, it just says it's called bear. That's it. Even though it's like a little Christmas bear, but you could make this, you know, like for any time of the year and leave the hat off and just change the color of his outfit to just be like a body or whatever. I mean, you could just, you know, change the colors on things and leave out the hat, and that could be for whatever all year long type of a thing. Very cute. But yeah, like I said, I'm blown away at the amount of stuff. I gotta show you. I gotta show you. There's two in here I've got to show you though. This is called Winter Snowfall. No, it's called Scandy Throw. Hang on a second. Let's see if that was. I'm looking to see. Okay. But this literally reminds me of what am I trying to say? Something tiles. I know what I'm thinking, but the blue and white, isn't that beautiful? So pretty. I'm trying to get out of the glare of the light there. So pretty. Persian tiles. Good Lord. It's exactly what I thought when I saw it the other day, and then for some reason I could not bring it up in my mind for a second. But I have to show you this other blanket that's in here. I would love to make down the line. I'm not going to do it now, but you know, or like anytime soon. But this is, oh my gosh, it's so neat. I absolutely love this blanket, y'all. It's called Bliss Blanket. Look how neat that is. It's all black and white, but see the bottom? I really love that. It has this really cool like mosaic at the bottom of the blanket. The rest of the blanket, I mean, you can tell it's like easy. But then you have this mosaic panel at the bottom and at the top. And then it has the tassels. And there's something else I want to show you too. I love that blanket. I'm like, oh my gosh. And I probably wouldn't put the tassels on it, to be honest. I mean, let's face it, I have cats, and they would see those tassels as just basically a cat toy. I don't think that would be a good idea, but I absolutely love the blanket. And I would love to do some mosaic. So that looks really cool. But I have to show you this before I get out of the book, because this was another thing that swayed me. I was like, I really love this and would love to make this. It's a triangle shawl. And I love how that looks. It's just so pretty. And this is something that wouldn't take probably, you know, a long time either. It is squares. Well, for the most part, you have like half squares at the top. Simple steps how to work a cluster stitch. But I love the look of that. I think that's so cool. I want to make that one for sure. I'm going to show you that, because that is the front. Shows you that same shawl. It is so pretty. I love it. I'm going to see if there's anything else real quick. Even though I could show you everything in the book, but I love this too. This was something else. I was like, oh my gosh, I'd love to make that. That's super cute. Really pretty cardigan. I like the way the stitches are done on that. And I'm not even certain exactly what it is, to be honest. Oh, it's, it looks like it's spike stitch, which I don't think I've ever seen done in a cardigan. But anyway, that's really cool. So, oh wait, I need to show you this one, because I know I already showed it to you, but isn't that cool? That snowflake sweater. This is Christmas jumper. I wonder if that has an actual. Yeah, just calling it Christmas jumper. Okay, I'm going to get out of this, even though oh my gosh, there's just too much cute stuff in it, to be real. This, what I did find out, this is the one that, yes, is like, it's out of UK. Because I was reading something in here and I'm like, wait, do they mean, you know how their stitches are slightly different than ours? Like, their double crochet is our single crochet. So, it shows you in the back of the book a UK to US conversion. So if you don't know, so like when you're reading these patterns and it says whatever, like that's helpful for me because I don't always remember. I mean, I remember they were different, whatnot, but I don't always remember the term or whatever. So, and then in the back of this is also has crochet essentials, holding the hook, holding the yarn. Shows you how to, it shows you this stuff, and it shows you how to make a slip knot, shows you how to chain stitch, how to count chains. So that's all very helpful for a beginner. The only thing I would say about this book, though, as far as a beginner, that might confuse them is the, you know, the patterns, the UK converting it to US. That might be a little bit confusing to a beginner. But yeah, there's actually tons of pattern, like the little popcorn wreath. That's called pastel spiral wreath. That would be, you know, an easy one for somebody, for a beginner person. So anyway, then we went, this was after we went to Chuck E. Cheese. I'm cleaning off my table here. After we went to Chuck E. Cheese, we then went to, we realized that we had just enough time to run into Half Price Books, which is another bookstore, if you don't know, and they sell their books cheaper, and they have like all kind of used books and things like that. And my daughter we only had 10 minutes when we ran in there. We ran in. We had just got there with 10 minutes, ran in there, and the guy says, you only have 10 minutes. And I said, yeah, I know. We just looked you up, and like, we'll be trying to be quick. So my daughter ended up with a whole pile of books, literally. I mean, she was, you know, like totally thrilled. I mean, she took off one way and I went another way, and then you know, they're saying they're closing, and she finally comes up and she has a whole stack of stuff. And I thought for sure she spent like $50 or something. And she didn't even spend that much. I think she spent like $30 on all her stuff. And I think she got like 6-7 books and a bobblehead, not a bobblehead, yeah, Funko Pop. I'm sorry. I could not think. I don't know. I said bobblehead. Anyway, I quickly looked through their crochet books once I located the area. Again, they have signs up telling you, you know, science fiction, horror, whatever genre of book or whatnot you're looking for. Because they also sell like video games, Funko Pops, like I said, that she got. So, you know, like all kind of things like that. So I got this book, and I'm trying to peel it because I don't even know what the name says. The sticker. I didn't think about that. I think it's just, yeah, it's Sweet Baby Crochet. I'm going to take the sticker off anyway. I gave $6.99 for this book. I'll get the rest of that off later. It says that it was originally $19.95. Anyway, this book is huge. And it has 128 pages in it. I mean, it's huge. But this book is like brand new. And it says Sweet Baby Crochet, 20 crochet patterns for girls and boys newborn to 24 months. And the little baby on the front is so adorable, y'all. Isn't that cute? Oh my gosh. Absolutely adorable. I'll show you the back so you can see the little little stuff on the back, little babies and their outfits and that. Super cute. Oh my gosh, I had a flip to this. I got look at this. Isn't that not cute? Now, I mean, at some point, yeah, I'll make some baby things. I wouldn't mind making some baby things like, you know, in the near future, just to maybe like sell or something. But I thought this would be really cute for reference for different kinds of things, to be honest. I'm trying to find, isn't that cute? Oh my gosh. What is that called? It is called Lacy Cardigan. Is that not cute? I'm trying to get that glare off there. Well, it's like following the book. Okay, that's slightly better. But you can take, so, you know, part of my thoughts on this is what I intend to do is like you can take these patterns and look at what they're doing and you can make it into an adult size garment or whatnot. Obviously not the private little monkey suit. But, you know, this is like inspiration, ideas. You can, like, you know, obviously you can just make the patterns that are in it. But some of this stuff you can convert to, you know, like adult size, or you can use the stitches and another works that you design or whatnot. Oh my gosh, if that is not adorable. Let me see here for a second. Yeah, like this. Well, here's a prime example, okay? So, this is called Heirloom Afghan. And this has the pattern in here. This you can make. That's beautiful. And you could make that, I mean, you could make that for, you know, a couple's wedding or whatever. Like, that does not have to be something for a baby, like, at all. So that's kind of my thoughts with this. I mean, it is a nice book for $6.99, and I know that I will get enough out of it, you know, that it was worth the book. This is something I actually have thought about making before. But, you know, a mobile for, like, over a crib. My son had one when he was little. I think most babies do. But this has a owl mobile and it's so cute. Now here's another thought. So, you know, what if you just wanted to make the owls and sell them, or, you know, make them for somebody? Here's another picture of this. Hang on, is that the only picture? Yes. Okay. But yeah, you don't have to make the whole, like, mobile. The little owls are just, like, cute by themselves. So that's kind of, you know, again, that's kind of along my thoughts. Now, here's something that finished sizes. Where does it actually say? It just says, oh my gosh, those are too cute. Pullover sweater, but hang on here, I'm looking for the actual pattern here. Pullover sweater stitches. But this is a prime example of something that you can, like, this little sweater that you can get inspiration from. These are both the same sweater, and they're just calling it pullover sweater. But that is for sure, like, something you could make in an adult size. Or if you want to make it for a child or a baby, you know, you could make it obviously as well. Now, the little hat on the front, that's just so cute. So they have that in here too. You know, maybe you want to make some baby hats and sell them, or like these are so cute. I cannot help it. That is just so cute. Those little hats. Absolutely adorable. That's the same one that's on the cover. And it just says romper set because they're wearing a little rompers with little hats. And this also, you know, when I saw this book, it's just so funny. It reminded me of when I was little. I'm trying to think. I was probably, I want to say I was about 5. And I remember a couple little romper sets that I had that my mother had actually sewn. My mother used to sew when I was little. My mother is 69 now, so she doesn't sew anymore. But when I was little, she used to sew a lot. And she made me outfits. I remember I had a nightgown that she had made me, and then I had these 2 little romper sets. And they were like, I don't even see outfits like this anymore, but it was like they were summer outfits, obviously. And then, so they were kind of thin on the top, but they tied up here with little straps. And then it had like a little cover that went on my little tushy, you know. And they were just, oh my gosh, I remember feeling like, it's just funny because I remember like those outfits that she made me really made me feel special. And when I saw this book, I just thought of, you know, her sewing some of my clothes when I was really little. And she'd also made me like a little clutch purse. I remember when I was little, and it had a K on the front of it, you know, for Kimberly. And it was super cute. I don't know whatever happened to that, but I remember taking it to school even when I was like 10 or something. I used to take it to school all the time, and I had pencils and stuff in it. Anyway, now here's something else. This says snail diaper bag, okay? This is super cute. But y'all, look at this and tell me, like, this does not have to be a diaper bag, okay? You can just make this cute little bag. I thought that was absolutely adorable. You do not, like, yeah, sure, it can be a diaper bag, but that can literally, it's like a messenger bag, and you can literally just make that bag for yourself or to sell or whatever. That bag is just so cute with the little snail on it. I thought that was adorable. That was another one of those things I saw in here that I thought, oh my gosh, I really love that. Oh, here's a better picture of it. I'm sorry, I should have showed you this one. Oh, the light's wanting to... See if you can see it there. I don't know. Every time I go closer, it's getting darker in the crease here. There we go. But that is so cute. I love it. Little snail bag. Now, another thing you could do, if you do not like the snail, but you need a pattern because you like the bag, you can just make the bag without, you know, making the snail, obviously, and putting it on there. So that's another thought. This... This is another one of those little hats that is just, that's got to be the cutest thing. Sunflower hat. Now look how cute. Does that not remind anybody of the little Ann Getty's pictures with the little babies in a pot or whatnot that had the little flower hat on and stuff? I say that. I had one in my bathroom, my downstairs bathroom in my house, the house that burnt down that we used to have. But I had a little partially nude baby. It had flowers. It was so cute, but it was similar to this, is what I'm saying. It was a little small picture, but I had it hanging on the wall. My bathroom was pink. So, but I just always loved that picture. It was so cute. So anyway, that is adorable. There's another picture of that hat. Sweet bonnet and adorable bear. Now, this is for the bonnet and the bear. So now if you have no interest in the bonnet, but you want to make the bear, you could do that. Or you could even take that bonnet and actually add rows and make it bigger and make it like, you know, a hood to wear. So that's cute. The little teddy bear reminds me of a little amigurumi, actually, that my cousin made me probably when I was like 10. She crocheted it, amigurumi. And when I look at those little bears, they look pretty simple. And that's what hers was like. It wasn't a bear, but it was like, it was a simple little horse. And I hate that because I don't have it anymore because it burned up my house. So, but yeah, that reminds me of that. And then large rows and leaf stitches. This shows you how to make, they show it on a dress, but you can make these little flowers for anything. Those are super cute. So there is just trying to see if there's something else. They had these cute little crowns in the beginning. Well, now see, there's something else. Okay, hang on. Let me show you that. Let me show you. I got to show you a couple things. Okay. This is poncho and hat set. And here again, I looked at this poncho and was like, oh my gosh, I need to make this like an adult size. And you could even make the hat to match an adult size. Like, how cute. Is that not cute? I love it. But yes, when I was first flipping through this, that was like the first thing I saw. And I was like, oh my gosh, I absolutely love that. Is that not cute? That looks pretty simplistic too. I'm going to flip and show you this too, really cute, because I'm going to show you this too. I'll get it straight in a minute. Y'all, I'm getting tired. Okay. I got to show you this though. These little crowns are so adorable. And my daughter, I actually had one for her when she was little, and I had her birthday picture taken in it. And I want to say that was when she was 1, I think. Yeah. And she had this cute little pink crown. It looked like these. I don't know if you can see that. My light is just, well, that's better probably. But it's cute little crowns. And I've always thought those were adorable. Way back when I got that. I'm trying to think. Oh, somebody, that's what it was. It was somebody bought it for me. And actually, I say that, oh, it was my daughter's aunt on her dad's side bought that. I forgot that's who it was. And I don't know, so I don't know like who she got it from, but I remember seeing those like in pictures on little girls and stuff like on Facebook and stuff. But I always thought that was so cute. So yeah, so that's this book. Like I said, $6.99, which I feel like is more than, you know, was more than worth the money. I was thrilled with that. So I do have daggone cough. I'm telling you. This cough's just trying to hang on for, you know, dear life. Anyway. I had another video planned actually for today. I have something else to show you that I ordered and got in. And so today is Thursday. I'm trying to think how that's going to work. What I'm probably going to end up doing is putting out a video tomorrow and Saturday, more than likely. Because I've gotten another blanket done. And I've gotten this other thing that I want to show you that I ordered. So yeah, they'll probably be like 2 separate videos because I'm also working on putting together a couple other things that are almost finished crochet wise. So I have things coming. I'm sorry I'm slow at getting videos out right now. It's just like, you know. So I hope y'all are, like I said, enjoying your week. The weekend is coming up soon. Hopefully you have a fantastic weekend. I hope we all do. It is getting warmer here. The last 2 days have been absolutely gorgeous. I've been driving home and the sun has just been, and I'm like, oh, I just love this. I can't get enough of the sun, y'all. I love it so much. So much beauty. And that also we saw here the northern lights, and I had no idea about that. It was like 2 nights ago, and people in our area just took pictures, and oh my gosh, absolutely beautiful. So unfortunately I missed that because we were inside and had no idea about it, but Lots of beautiful pictures. So yeah, I'll have things coming. I should see y'all tomorrow, unless whatever something goes haywire. Let's not say that, but I don't want to jinx myself. But I will see y'all next time. Thank you so much for watching. I truly do appreciate it so very much. Bye now. God bless.